Hey everybody, welcome back to Behind the Book, Unpacking Black Financial Culture. I'm your host, Michael Thomas, and I'm the author of the book, Black Financial Culture, Building Wealth from the Inside Out. If you have not had an opportunity to pick it up, what are you waiting for? It's available anywhere books are sold online. And if you happen to be crypto curious, you can actually purchase and read a version of the book, that a digital copy of the book that you actually own through a company called book.io. All you do is you go there, you can put in Black Financial Culture, my book will come up, and you can pay for it with just standard credit card, no crypto required. But you actually own the digital asset that is the book, which I think is really cool. So just really quickly for today, in chapter one, there's something that I really wanted to touch on that I think that is so incredibly important uh, as it relates to the this notion of financial wellness and well-being, generally speaking. And when I wrote the book, these were some of the numbers that I think that are important. And I'll kind of just read a little bit of an excerpt to you. Um, this book does not lay out the 7 steps to achieve limitless prosperity, nor will this book unpack the secret to attracting the universal power of manifestation. I would much rather you identify your own strengths and talents than build from there. If that is what you were looking for, as of this writing, there are nearly half a million YouTube videos on such things. There are 100,000 such videos on wealth, 80,000 videos on how to become rich. That information is out there, and it's out there in abundance. Yet, here we are, still struggling to move the needle on generating and sustaining Black wealth. What are we missing? And that really is kind of like the underlying premise of this is, what are we missing? And as you begin to navigate the chapters beyond chapter one, my goal is to engage in these very subtle things, these kind of like these inflection points where we don't realize that that's what this is, and it can make all the difference in how things look a year from now, 5 years from now, and 10 years from now. The issue, though, is that as we're navigating the world around us and we're experiencing life maybe through a lens and a prism that isn't necessarily the most optimal financially, the issue is that we don't know. When we're navigating a season of life, generally speaking, we're making the best decisions that we have the capacity to make. So within that, there's a thread of 2 things that are layered throughout this book, even though I don't speak to them directly. One of those is Bounded Rationality by Herbert Simon, which in a very easy to understand way is that people make decisions and choices within a particular frame or context. So if I make a choice or a decision, I might be bounded. I might be bounded by time. Did I have a lot of time? Did I have a little bit of time? I could be bounded by financial resources. Did I have a lot of financial resources? Do I have little financial resources? I could be bounded by information. Do I have access to the right information? Do I have access to other information? I could be bounded by my perception about people, places, and things outside of my bubble and sphere of influence. That can impact things. I can be bounded by social capital. I may have social capital or trusting and loving relationships, but I don't have a diverse network of social capital that can provide me with the information and insights that I need to make different choices other than what I've always known. So there's all these different things within context that ultimately influence the way that we make choices. And in most instances, when someone is making a choice, it's not irrational. It's very rational. The issue is that from the outside looking in, we don't see those decisions within the frame of context for that person's lived experience. And oftentimes, that's what we're missing. We're missing the context, and we're missing our financial socialization. Basically, what we're taught within the context of the world that we live on how to navigate these things. And that then becomes an adaptive response. And it becomes so ingrained that we don't even think about those things anymore. In fact, we actually forget. And they actually happen rather quickly. If I see something, if something feels a certain way or whatever it may be, I respond in a way that I've always responded. Which is why I start with money isn't the main thing. You are. The thing is missing is studying and understanding you, and then creating strategies, gathering information that you need to fill your gaps, establishing trust in a way that makes you feel comfortable so that you can transcend the circumstances, context, and situation in which you exist. Now, that is easier said than done, because Coleman, who wrote one of the first papers on social capital theory, talks about how we're oftentimes bounded by community. And within community, there's trust and reciprocity. Within community, there's dissemination of information within community, and there are social sanctions within community. So what happens that oftentimes when individuals want to do something different, but it goes against the grain of the community, guess what? I can be dismissed by the community. I can lose love and relationship with the community. And if I try to navigate one community with another community and navigate to another community, am I going to get acceptance, warmth, and support from a new community? The individuals who don't. That's tough, right? So the part of the reason why I'm doing all this stuff virtually is if our way of going from one space in life to the next space in life is having a community that's going to support you during the messy middle of your journey, then I can't think of a better platform than to do this than through social media. So even though I don't speak to those things directly in the book, there are threads of social capital theory in a book. There are threads of bounded rationality in a way that I conceptualize ideas and stories and all these different things, very academic in nature, but I didn't want to write an academic book. And there are other theories and things of that nature that I'll share with you as we continue to go throughout the stories and the narratives and the plot lines and all that good stuff that lie within. Okay? But I would argue, if we really, really think about it, the thing that's missing is self-reflection with care, grace, and compassion. I appreciate your time. And until next time, you have more power than you think. Own it. Bye.